Hello? I don't know, I was walking. Things going through all types of ads. Yep. Welcome everybody to Dungeon 3. As you can see, it's a bit bigger. Kind of, as it goes on to every stage shown. Kind of spoilers, honestly. I've thoroughly enjoyed the Dungeon series games, and a huge fan. Willing to replay all this again if we get more people wanting to recycle. Once we get like way cool into streaming and stuff. Maybe even have a little avatar for me too, and avatar for Dale. Which is so cool and cute. Why not? But I guess how we start. Now, this game, before I really get into it, has a bunch of DLCs. And as you can see, I have already gotten all these rare things. Because I have played this game too much. Way too much. I will not be getting all the achievements. Because some of them I frankly don't even understand how. And the reason why I say I played this game too much is I have spent way too much time trying to understand how you get the achievement. Trying to do the most perfect run possible and still not getting it. There's a few of them like that. Then we will be doing all of these. I didn't want to start this game until I'd beaten all of this stuff. This one I hated the most, but at the same time, finally beat it. The DLCs in this one are actually pretty difficult, but that won't start until we beat the entire game. You got a lot of extras, and because you have those little golden hammers, not resetted the entire game just for the viewer pleasure. And yeah, like all these DLCs, we will be going through them for this one. And we will be fooling with this and the times that come. But for now, let us start the main game.
The shadow of absolute evil. The shadow of absolute evil had crossed the sea and now sought the chosen target, a dark elf named Talia. A long, long time ago, the absolute evil had, in the famous predecessor to this game, subjugated the known world and defeated good. Now, in a world full of blackness and despair, it spent its days sipping cocktails from the skulls of its enemies and forging new plans over a grilled unicorn kebab. Unfortunately, there wasn't much left to forge. A few orc wedges, the occasional trick played on the little snots. There just wasn't anything left to conquer. As the weeks and months passed, the absolute evil grew ever more reticent and seclusive. From time to time, one could hear a slight murmur from the depressed evil's super-secret laboratory in the depths of the dungeon. Its creatures grew more worried with each passing day, and even started to miss its ingenious evil tricks. It was a somewhat confusing time for them. No beatings, no torture, and no being sent to a senseless death. On the other hand, it was a rather nice change. Eons passed, and the unicorn supply dwindled until suddenly, one wonderful day, the evil genius Evil joyfully burst from its secret laboratory. It finally had a new goal. An unknown continent, as often found in sequels, lay to the east, sheltered from the wicked evil by naught but a puny little ocean. It immediately had a fleet built. This was so powerful that it covered the horizon from north to south and was manned by the best and most powerful creatures at the devious evil's command. The fleet set sail for the crossing to this new continent, left the harbor, and sank.
Damn it.
Yet that mattered naught to the couldn't give a hoot about its minions Evil. It instructed its goblins and little snots to design an even more powerful fleet. These new ships were gigantic. Loaded with devious evil's second-best creatures, the fleet set out. And that sank as well.
Dang it, bastards. Not the slapping in the future.
The annoyed evil saved his relentless anger towards the shipbuilders for later. Obviously, it would have to take care of the matter itself. With a sigh, it cast a spell and created a shadow of itself, a creature of absolute darkness and evilness. This shadow flew across the water towards the east. There, it would find a vessel, a corruptible being that would subjugate this land in the name of evil, and the shadow had the perfect target in mind.
And you don't want to know what happened to those ship walkers. It's never talked about again.
The great paladin Tanos, hero of the totally Eastern Kingdoms and a repugnantly good fellow. He was visiting the fatiguing library in Twistram with his comrades to see his foster daughter Talia.
Well now, Talia, tell me about your studies. Are you making progress with the writings of the ancient sages?
Yes, dear father, I have thoroughly digested it and have come a step closer to the good. The desire within me to do evil is defeated.
Really? Excellent. I am proud of you, my child. Continue to concentrate on your studies. I must go to Stormbreeze to clear up a few matters. I'll be back soon. In the meantime, my loyal friend Grimly will protect the country. Should anything trouble you, you can turn to him. Isn't that right, Grimly?
Aye, of course, Tanos. I'll keep an eye on the damned elf. Your daughter. You can count on me.
Then I'll see you soon, my friends. May the goddess watch over you, and the light burn eternally.
Bon voyage, dear father. I'll make you so proud of me. Who does good is good.
Yuck. Disgusting phrases like that always leave such a nasty taste in my mouth. These abnormally good heroes, on the other hand, had no inkling of the malignity gathered to the south. One moment a herd of sheep was peacefully grazing, and the next moment, whumph! With a fulminant explosive effect that ate up half our special effects budget, the shadow entered the world. His target, a dark elf caught between good and evil, was very close. As the shadow of the unspeakably evil moved through the world, all around it died. Plants withered. Animals perished. Sort of like a picnic with my family.
A giant meteor. Looking for a willing victim. Kinda like how that walks, like everything around the shadow just turns evil.
The shadow of the far-off evil found itself very, very close to Twistram. it could practically feel its target's presence.
Take these lanterns, men, and let the light of the goddess shine, for the night is dark and full of terrors. And there's a pile of horse poo around here somewhere. I trod in it earlier. For the darkness! I mean, for the light! Sorry, I'm still in training.
Yes, well, that is somewhat suboptimal. Naturally, the shadow of the almighty evil was an incredibly powerful creature. But, well, light was a bit of an issue. It would certainly be wise to stay out of the lantern light.
We can't just do that. We have to go this way.
Lanterns! Lanterns everywhere! Lanterns! You'd think some nutcase hung them all over the place just to be irritating. I'm supposed to be the evil one here. Whatever. The shadow of the nestled cozily before the fireplace evil was extremely sensitive to light and would inevitably take damage from it. It was important to avoid light as much as possible. The shadow reached the entrance to Twistrom. Fortunately, this one was not closed, but it was brightly lit. Luckily, there was an unfortunate guard on patrol that the shadow was able to possess, thanks to its incredible powers. As long as it wasn't in the light. The shadow of absolute evil melded with the guard and took control of his body. Thus, it was able to pass through the gate with ease.
What was that? I think there was something wrong with our last beer.
Unfortunately, the shadow's possession only lasted a short while before the guard was able to free himself. Still, it was long enough to get past the gate. The shadow's target was close, so close. Talia, the dark elf. Soon she would fight on the side of evil.
May the goddess be with you, my friends. It will soon be time to open the orphanage in the fatiguing library. Come to the big square and join in the festivities.
Well, I don't know.
I had actually kind of planned to spend the evening in the bathhouse.
Friends, this orphanage is very important to my father. Tanos, you know, the mighty paladin, the one you really don't want to offend.
Yeah, all right, we'd love to come.
Excellent! May the light of the goddess shine upon you, and let us experience this exhilarating spectacle in the big square together. Follow me, my friends, for evil, the light, I mean. Keep the light burning bright, for the night is dark and full of terrors or errors or something like that.
My biggest gripe about this game, and it'll be more present later down the line, but my biggest gripe, I mean, I love it to death. My biggest gripe has to be, you don't feel evil. I mean, you're evil, but, the heroes, they don't feel like... They don't feel like heroes. Let's just say that. They really don't. It'll make more sense once we go down.
Stop holding the lantern in my face like that, boy. I am Grimly, king of the dwarves, and I am used to the cold, dark tunnels under the mountains. I have no need of any stupid lamp shining into me eyes. Now I'm stuck with
And no, I don't mean like that. Yeah, sure, that was mean to say.
In the
but-
distance, one could hear the unbearably good bells of a church. They must be marking the opening of the orphanage in the fatiguing library. Heroes, with lanterns, began to stream in that direction. The crossing on a red signal evil shadow swore, or would have if it had a mouth, and tried to avoid the lanterns as much as possible.
In the fatiguing library for our goddess, and in the name of my father Tanos, I'm glad to see so many of you here of your own free will.
Finally, the time had come, and the shadow of the passes in the slow lane evil was within range of Talia, the dark elf. The time had come for it to use its incredible powers to possess her for a short time.
Well, this is the last time you'll ever see this.
I am happy to see us
Enjoy
all
it.
gathered here today to open the orphanage here in the fatiguing library, in the name of all that is evil. I mean, in the name of the light. This place will in future be a beacon of our kind-heartedness and our bloodthirst. I mean, our humanity. My dear father would be very proud were he with us today. He would be overjoyed to see us give the young and the needy a place to live and thrive. That's why I'm happy to take this orphanage and destroy it utterly, and all of you with it.
What did she say?
Die! I feel the power within me. Oh, it's over 9,000!
Unimagined powers surfaced in Talia, the black magic of the dark elves. She immediately began to unleash these powers of chaos upon the world.
I don't know. It seems still under even 2,000. Barely feels like you've done anything.
Like lambs to the slaughter!
Yeah, see? Not even 9,000. You weakling.
The dark elf raged through Twistrom's inexperienced guards. She thereby built up a tremendous inner energy, which she released into the world as a focus beam, while screaming, Kamehameha! Meanwhile, in the fatiguing library, they waited eagerly with coffee and cake for Talia to show up and open the new orphanage. The energy beam hit the cake with a resounding zap and reduced it to ashes. Oh yes, and the rest of the building and everyone inside it as well. The narcissistic evil patted itself on the shoulder for this. Or it would have, but the metal armor always made such a terrible clonking noise when it tried. But then again, that's what little snots are for. Obviously, the Dispatch Shadow had found a perfect vessel in the Dark Elf. Talia had already earned the title of Employee of the Month, with the utter destruction of the fatiguing library, as well as half of Twistrom. The destruction of an orphanage and the bombardment of innocent citizens with magic missiles immediately made her the minion-wasting evil's new favorite henchperson. Her evil deeds complete, Talia withdrew into the vaults beneath the ruins of the fatiguing library. There, Between the slaughterhouse and mad Archbishop Lazarus's apartments, she prepared to create something powerful in the name of the absolutely, ultimately evil. A dungeon heart, the cornerstone of any dungeon's power. Far away, Paladin of Light and Talia's former mentor, Tanos, was on his way to the Empire's capital of Stormbreeze. Naive and trusting as he was whistling cheerfully to himself, with no inkling of his foster daughter's dark deeds. Though he was aware that as a dark elf, she always had a core of evil in her. He had hoped to defeat it through religious indoctrination with ancient mad writings. Well, old bean, you thought wrong.
Well, at least the orphanage... the
Twistrum
orphans...
in ruins. Talia, the dark elf, had turned to evil and laid the fatiguing library in ruins. Now she began to build a small power base in its vaults. Her first dungeon.
Again, at least the orphanages... Well, the orphans. At least they don't have to worry about getting adopted again. Yes, I have a very dark sense of humor. I know this. And twisted.
Twistrum looked like the leftovers from a heavy metal concert.
What? What have I done? Oh no! I've fallen to evil again. Father will be beside himself. He was right when he said, you either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain. Although, in a way, it was fun to be evil. Burning things, pillaging, and showing those nasty goody two-shoes where the hammer hangs. They just look down at me anyway. My revenge will be terrible.
While Talia was delivering a typical villainous monologue, something happened around her. From the depths arose a pulsating crystal, filled with the magic-savvy evil's power. A dungeon heart. Not to be confused with those dungeon hearts from other games. We don't want to be sued again.
Hello, greetings. What seems to be your boggle?
Secret mental messages were exchanged between Talia and the mentally savvy evil's crystal. We could explain this in detail at this point, but that would require a 3-hour monologue on my part, and I am definitely not being paid enough for that.
Right then. I will make these people suffer for mocking me. Father's henchmen never liked me anyway, and always insulted me, calling me pointy-eared. It's time for my well-deserved revenge!
The game logic internalizing evil had given Talia an assignment. Out there on the surface were shamelessly good places in urgent need of destruction.
Nah, no problem. I'll take care of it. I and an evil army.
Naturally, the strategically well-versed evil did not send its new general into battle alone. A dungeon had to be built, and creatures hired to provide her with a powerful army. Of course, the sophisticatedly thinking evil already knew which way the wind blew in a dungeon. However, should it be hit by short-term memory loss, it could effortlessly look up things in the fabulous almanac.
Oh yeah, the almanac. Yeah, just go to the creatures, heroes, the heroes of gold. No. Death has their own. Even mages have their own little thing. then it goes like to all the old stuff. Anyways. This game is very different from the original. You actually have to make the little snots do it. I think the lore reason to this, making that the snots have to do it, is before the
The grandiose evil's helpers had not been idle. Well, they hadn't exhausted themselves either, but anyway, there were now some research projects the researching evil could pursue. The new improved research menu, TM, was now available. The new improved research menu, TM, opened and gave an overview of currently available technologies. At the moment, the selection was still limited, but that would change. After all, this evil crusade had only just begun.
So, because of the last game, you combine all the evils of the Horde, the Demon, and the Undead into one. So you have all factions all together. But the main reason why I think you just can't just magically build a giant room out of it where it's not. Because the ultimate evil isn't here. It's the Dungeon Horde. It's Italia. No, technically. But technically, the whole reason why we have to make Snots do all the work is because we're not physically here. The thing about this game, I actually find this a lot more fun. You can't be strategic because in the other one, the creatures actually had, each creature had its own little thing. You got the base creature, which, you know, did its job. But you can have them upgrade and basic orcs be insane. And goblins be insane.
It's payday.
Well, it's too bad there is no one who wants money. That'd be a real shame. So the fact that the orcs are still like the biggest leaders in what I can do, kind of funny. The Horde is still the biggest thing I need. And this! Improved Horde! This is insanely overpowered! This can make or break any game, and each faction gets it. I tend to go with the Horde force, as they just tend to be the heavy hitters. And they increase life and damage. A good reference to understand of where a good level of how much damage you can do and, you know, stop investing is just get this to 11 or 10. And that should be basically good enough. That will get a bunch of stuff. As you can see, the reason why I did all the 2x2s because each room in the tile is its own section. Goblins are also insanely overpowered. There's also a few quality of life situations that you don't really realize. Now we got everybody. Just send them all out.
Everything good must die.
Oh yeah, this is a starting area. Here we go up. Oh, we can only go this way. Now let's attack. You can also see when, like, payday comes.
Blinding beams of light met the dauntless evil's creatures. They briefly squinted at the disgusting brightness. Finally, they grinned, satisfied. At last, they were able to carry the battle to the good people and were not limited to protecting themselves in a dungeon, as is the case with other representatives of the genre.
Follow me, sons of Rohan. I mean, my vicious hordes. Let's get these tree huggers and wimps.
Oh, so this is just the basic
The
level.
armies of evil reached one of those disgustingly good places that had survived the destruction of Twistrum. The ice-cold hand, I mean evil, would deal with it immediately.
Just wait.
The little town of Good was destroyed and turned into a hotbed of evilness. Cracks formed on the surface, and something, yes, evil, rose from the depths. This evilness, in a practical spherical form, was the sweet lifeblood which flowed through the personified evil's veins. It stimulated the armies of evil and swelled their power. All this lofty blah blah without any impact on the game aside, it was another resource primarily or exclusively used for more powerful research. Delicious evilness flowed into the dungeon heart and filled it with power. New research was thus made available, which would help the dungeon to even greater power. The impatient evil immediately began to research something.
What is going on here? I feel a disturbance in the force.
The deeds of the conspicuous evil and its henchmen had not gone unnoticed. As a matter of fact, even a blind man could see the destruction they left behind them. As idiotic heroes do, they sent out a small patrol to scout the area.
Move out, men. Have a look around and report back to me. While I would love to accompany you myself, I'm currently, teaching myself to play the ukulele.
The progress-addicted evil had unlocked some new research and immediately set about trying it out.
Yeah, like Nagas. The definition of needing a Naga at times.
Payday.
Very useful. Heals everything I want. Healed. I mean, in the beginning, this game isn't very imposing. I'm only just doing this because I need them. Dogs are actually very fast. They can be faster.
Hey, wasn't that Vinny's vegan cuisine? Oh well, no real loss there.
So, main people's biggest gripe is this game has two playstyles. One outside and one inside the game.
Enemies have entered the dungeon.
Hey, where does this lead? We should take a closer look.
The first heroes had discovered the not-so-well-hidden evil's dungeon and now entered its depths. Of course, the insidious evil had already prepared a despicable reception for them. At least I hope so.
Even if that's not the case, I will kill these ridiculous do-gooders myself. They will pay for mocking me over the years. Wait a minute. What am I saying? These are my friends. How can I plan their deaths?
Talia had chosen an extremely unfavorable time for moral doubts. Luckily, her evil dark elf heritage prevailed. Hey, Talia, you're evil, so act like it.
What? Oh, yeah, okay. Kill them all!
Yeah, we're just letting our orcs heal up, and then we'll be back to slaughtering an entire place again. See, even the Naga's like really good at healing. He got like upgraded to just always be healing. Instead of just, you know, having to get to second or third place. Okay. And I'm all out. You can control battle here, but I don't mind it.
I knew you'd need me.
Even, yeah, see, the Naga's gonna heal out of that. You don't have to worry about it. Now they just do a little more damage. The guard over here. The Nava's most of the time.
Just wait.
So it's good to get the Nava for the battle.
He's not gonna get up.
Anything else I can do here? Not over here. Very simple game. Very simple beginning.
Ouch! Ouch! And stay down!
Huh? The armies of evil here? Damn it all, how did that happen? Time to call out the heavy guns. Right, men, get ready to attack in waves. Excuse me, sir. Wouldn't it make more sense if we attacked all at once? Where's the fun in that? Wave after wave, that's a strategy for real men.
Thanks to the enemy's limited tactical finesse, their destruction was virtually unavoidable. So it was time to decorate for the victory celebration, to get the beer and hire the orc dancers. Okay, maybe not orcs. I sure thought.
They're going to be child's play. Leave them to me. I mean, hold them back and let them hit you while I deal with them.
It's payday. Enemies have entered the dungeon.
That's another thing we added. That's not good. If they've entered the dungeon, that means they're gonna do damage to me.
Defend the dungeon hut.
Anything like that. Oh my god, so I at least have more
Your dungeon hut is under attack.
fences down here.
Spiders have spread throughout the underground.
I hate you so much. I hate you so much. I want to murder you. Every sin you create. Dude, you can only pick up and drag, but you can't like catch it. Do you have balls for that? I don't really. Oh, hey, look, I have a new hand. All evil stuff. Two nagas. See, something else they did in this game, you can't do anything right now about it, but the efficiency depends based solely on not how many you have, but how many entrances there are to that room. So we'll take you, and you, and you. Instead of Talia going out this time, we'll just have her stay back. And the evil horde just continues. Like we need her to do much. Evenness is very useful. You constantly need it. And only one will get you so far. But you need like evilness and money being got constantly. Let's give it a shot. They go down this little path that they chose. I mean, there's no mage. There's an apprentice. I don't even know what this is.
There are
Life
enemies
again.
in your dungeon.
Oh no, enemy. Whatever should I do?
Evil will triumph. Ouch! Ouch!
I don't know why you're not going down there. You know, where we kind of spawned. Alright. Go kill that. See, that's just really what the game just comes into. I just defend and attack. Very simple, very fun. It doesn't really extract from what it used to be. Anything like that. Alright, you
Heyday!
guys- Help your dang old friend. Go! But the AI apparently is a lot more stupid. You definitely do start off with way more orcs in the beginning. Just lead into their own attacks.
The second island of the good was mercilessly overrun by the strategically savvy evil's hordes and turned into an evil island. Soon, more of that exquisite evilness would be bubbling to the surface.
My evil eye.
Excellent. Even better than in Dungeons 2. Not that I'm out to plug it or its fantastic add-on or anything. I'd never do that.
So we got a... Keep going. I'll schedule the keep actually. Oh look, somebody's just, you know, walking by. Too bad all his friends and family will be gone by the time he gets back. If he ever does. And all because he left. What a shame.
Oh no! The studio burned down. And I was going to come here tonight for Pilates.
There are enemies in your dungeon.
Oh, nope, I don't have anybody who can actually defend it. That'd be a shame. Over here. Oh, dark over here.
Your dungeon heart is under attack.
Be a shame if an entire horde started coming. The thing about Nagas, they just tend to be my biggest enemy. Not because they're bad or anything, they just rush forward faster than anybody. I hate it. They have a good healing speed. They like the movement is like.
The good camp has been destroyed. Victory is ours. Evil is victorious. Ha! Good thing I switched sides.
And so it was that the good camp was destroyed by the battle-wise evil's army. Now it was time to take over all of the good islands. That would be a cakewalk. Easy as stealing candy from a baby. Candy from a baby? Simple. My ass. Ever tried it? The screaming and crying and fetching their parents and family as reinforcements, and those little beasts bite pretty damn hard. Not that I have any personal experience, of course.
The ultimate, chaotic, absolute, whatever evil will be happy. I am. Father is gonna be so angry. Do you really know what you're doing? You wanted to be good. You had dedicated yourself to the light. Stop and really think about your deeds.
Can you please just stop with the golem thing? We already had too many Lord of the Rings gags in the last two games. Enough is enough.
Yeah, exactly. Just shut it, good me.
Talia and the destructive evil's army had succeeded in destroying Twistram and the surrounding area. Good no longer existed in this land.
Why? What the hell happened here?
Apparently not quite all of the good guys were defeated. The dwarven King Grimly, an old drinking buddy of Tanos the Paladin, was just touring the country with his exorbitantly large army to ensure everything was in order. Thank God the foresighted evil had provided for this contingency. The dungeon heart was charged with evilness and enough energy to act as a teleporter. For Talia, of course.
Ooh, good. Then all the best, brave warriors, and stop them! Right! I'm out of here.
With a plop, Talia dissipated and disappeared to a faraway and safe place. The rest of the sacrificing evil's creatures looked astonished as their general fled, but only for a moment, as they already found themselves facing an unpleasant army of good.
This is the work of that damn pointy-eared wench. I always warned Tanos that those miserable dark elves couldn't be trusted. Criminals, the lot of them. But enough is enough. I'm going to find that shifty wench and use her ears as bookmarks.
You know what I mean? That'll take 30 minutes.
The Gehenna Stones. After leaving the vestiges of Tristram, Talia set out for the Gehenna Stones. They served as seals to keep the demons banished in hell, where Tanos himself had exiled them. Her so-called Foster Fathers Act would soon be undone.
This was another one of those where I'm just like, what the hell? But also, it's because I got caught off because I forgot about something. But that could be later.
After her hasty departure, Talia now found herself a few kilometers, or miles, yards, or stone throws, depending on whatever crazy units are used where you are, away. She had managed to escape Grimly's forces, even if one or two evil creatures had to die. But hey, that comes with the job. The incredibly foresighted evil hadn't brought Talia here for nothing. The ancient Gehenna stones were nearby. Tanos once banished some demonic minions to hell and used these ancient magic relics to seal them there. Unfortunately, it was unclear how these seals could be broken.
I was there back in the day when Tanos banished the demons and sealed the stones. I can open them! But should I really do it? These unearthly beings terrorize the land and... Oh, shut up, good Talia!
So, you know how to open the seal. Excellent. Devious evil is obviously nobody's fool. It all feels like a real plan.
I just have to get through to the seals. Then I can open them. But I need protection from the elemental guardians while I do so.
Okay, that should be doable. Get Talia to the seals. Guard her while she opens them. First, however, it would definitely be a good idea to build a powerful dungeon in order to be prepared for any heroes stationed in the area.
Luckily, there's a lot more stuff to do.
A vortex could now be built. This excellent room makes it possible to create direct access to Hell by means of teleportation, or the gun from Portal, in order to hire funny, or sometimes not so funny, demons. The very curious evil soon began to build one of these vortexes.
Honestly, this game, you start off with just, you know, small stuff and things, but it gets a lot better. You can start off with anything you want. I always want to get a little, I don't know why am I making them into ages right now. I want to start off with a gold.